Week 4 in the NFL is coming to a close, and after the first quarter of the season, we're beginning to see which teams are the cream that is rising to the top in their respective divisions. Teams are beginning to get the kinks out of their systems from the lack of a preseason. The injury bug has finally passed for most of the teams in the NFL, allowing players to get into a groove and moving forward with the 2020 regular season of NFL football. Asterisk for COVID. But first, I believe we have an obituary that's going to need some reading. In Houston, the Texans have officially fired Bill O'Brien as their head coach, the guy who was signed on in 2014 to bring a new life to a franchise that was just void of any kind of real accolades in which they could hang their hats on in hopes for a future that involved a Lombardi trophy. But the Houston Texans did one of the most callous and unexpected moves of recent memory in free agency by trading Pro Bowl wide receiver Deandre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals for a measly pick and a player. As rumors about O'Brien and Hopkins' relationship off the field began to swirl, the Houston Texans got rid of the receiver, sending him to Arizona, and it would be one of the most criticized moves in recent NFL history. You just don't give up the best receiver in the division, arguably the best receiver in the NFL, minus one or two other guys, for a measly pick and a running back, in hope that you're going to be able to do better than you did the year before. Well, as we all saw over the past 4 weeks, the Houston Texans are but a shell of what they once were when they had DeAndre Hopkins, because honestly, they're probably more of a rotting cadaver than they are of just a fresh shell still moving along on this earth. These guys have not won a single game this season, so is anyone really surprised that it's come to this for the Texans? An avalanche of bad management decisions have led the Houston Texans to an 0-4 record, and with that, Bill O'Brien has been handed the pink slip from upper management out in Houston, Texas. Now, his obituary reads as such. On behalf of my family and our entire organization, I want to sincerely thank Bill O'Brien and his family for their impact on our franchise. Bill's leadership moved our organization forward as he guided us to 4 AFC South Division championships, 52 wins, and multiple playoff appearances during his tenure. Bill proved himself as a head coach and a leader in this league. I spoke with him earlier today and told him we are moving in a different direction. Romeo Crennel will serve as our interim head coach for the remainder of the 2020 season. We have a talented team, and I have no doubt that our players and staff will rally to make Texans fans proud as we aim to win championships and do great things for this city of Houston. May he forever rest in head coaching peace. Will the real OBJ please stand up? It looks like OBJ may finally be back to Pro Bowl form. The 3-time Pro Bowl receiver scorched the Dallas Cowboys for multiple big plays in their game in Big D, and the Cowboys defense was left wondering, what in the hell is defense? Because this defense actually gave up more points, almost spotting the Cleveland Browns a 50 ball in their loss on Sunday afternoon in Texas Stadium.
About my Dallas Cowboys that are not mine anymore because I am D-O-N-E done.
He went for 81 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns and also tacked on a 73-yard touchdown run just for good measure. This is the kind of OBJ that everyone in Cleveland expected to see when he was brought in from New York. This is the superstar. This is the dynamic player that we have all come to know in his time in the NFL, and he finally is looking to appear as if he just might be back to form. But we'll see how it plays out. They played against the Cowboys defense and secondary that is absolutely atrocious, and I would expect that those numbers may be tempered back a little bit once they see a little bit stiffer competition out of a secondary that actually knows the concept of covering footballs.
It's Jason Garrett's fault.
Tom Brady and the Buccaneers had a 38-31 comeback victory over the Los Angeles Chargers in Tampa Bay on Sunday afternoon. Now, Brady's day did start off a little bit tepid as he did throw a pick 6 to Michael Davis, the former BYU cornerback, ran that thing back all the way down the field, and it looked for a moment like the Buccaneers might be looking at a substantial loss to these Justin Herbert-led Los Angeles Chargers. But as we all know, you don't bet against Brady. Brady brought the team back for another familiar GOAT performance, throwing 5 touchdown passes on 369 yards passing. However, I think that the bigger story in this game was actually with the quarterback on the other sideline. Justin Herbert, the rookie quarterback out of Oregon, came and showed his ass in a shootout going toe-to-toe with the GOAT and an eventual loss, but we're now seeing the makings of a franchise quarterback before our very eyes. Now, was Herbert perfect? Absolutely not. He made some mistakes in the game, but when you saw how he made a lot of effortless throws down the middle, down the sideline, off his back foot, this guy showed brilliance throughout the game, and I think it's going to create a quarterback controversy that we all kind of knew was coming anyways, right? Justin Herbert is going to be a franchise guy in the long run for the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's a shame because Tyrod Taylor has shown that he's more than capable of being the quarterback for the Chargers right now. Now, will that be the situation once he comes back from his injury? Well, we don't know yet. But Anthony Lynn is going to have to make a decision sooner or later because fans are going to start clamoring to see more of Herbert the better that he performs and the longer that Tyrod Taylor's out of the game. Now, you know we couldn't do this video without talking about a little bit of the fisticuffs that went on yesterday in the NFL. Most namely, Jalen Ramsey and Golden Tate III. These guys went at it after the game. Now, for those of you who don't know, these guys have a bit of a history with one another. Jalen Ramsey was dating Golden Tate's sister, and they had 2 kids together before Jalen Ramsey got paid and decided he was going
when he get on, he leave your for a white girl.
Now, obviously, this is a situation that goes further than just the football field. These guys have personal issues with one another. On the field, there seemed to be a legitimate bit of tension between Tate and Ramsey. Ramsey probably landed one of the biggest, most explosive tackles we've seen in recent memory in the NFL, which will likely end up in Madden at some point as an animation. Jalen Ramsey completely power bombed Golden Tate in the game, but things really got spicy after the game when Ramsey and Tate got into an altercation that led to somewhat of a mosh pit in the middle of the field of players pulling and tugging and trying to either break it up or get involved with the fight. Let's take a look at this video here. Now, the NFL is investigating the situation because it was an altercation on the field. The Giants head coach, Mike Judge, came out and said the following. Look, all I can say is the account I got from a number of our players was that there's history, obviously, between them. There was a punch thrown. Golden was defending himself. I was told he wasn't the one who threw the punch. Everybody involved was trying to break it up. I can say both our players and the Rams staff and players, from what I saw with my own eyes, were all in there just trying to break it up. I didn't see anything going on in the pile, but from the accounts I was told and the information I was given, from what I saw with my own eyes, that's what I saw. The guys were trying to break it up. Now, obviously, it's not unheard of to see players get into a sort of melee whenever things get tense because of the environment of the game or whatever it may be. It happens in football. It happens in sports. Guys usually get clustered up in a group, but they end up breaking things apart as we return to normal play in the course of whatever game they're in. But in this situation, there's real bad blood between these two, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes from here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. The New Orleans Saints survive against the Detroit Lions in Detroit, but questions still remain whether this team is going to be the contender that we all thought that they should be when this season started. Let me know what you guys think about this week in sports ball. Leave your comments down below. And if you like this video, hey, consider subscribing to the observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri. What are you waiting for? I appreciate everybody for checking out this video, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Peace.